happy Monday. I'm so glad to have you. Our October continues, and this Wednesday we have such an exciting opportunity to kick off our Women in Leadership series with writer and executive producer on Netflix, Kelly Galeska. I really encourage you to join. Kelly is going to share her story, share her successes, also share her struggles, just being a female writer in Hollywood, and I'm really excited to spend an hour with her, and you are all welcome to join us. Today in cohort, we are going to continue the dialogue and continue the connections. Keith is going to share a video with us around this idea of what's temporary versus what's permanent in our life. Also just this, how do we take good care of ourselves during this time? And we thought it would be really valuable for you to hear from two staff members around their own personal experience in this pandemic and right now. And so with that, I am going to introduce Mr. Takahashi.
Acalanes students, Randy Takahashi, math teacher and athletic director, and I have the privilege of talking to you about mental health. If you think about it, people think about mental health and they think that it's either good or it's bad, but mental health is a degree of where you're at any given time. So you're not always going to be good and you're not always going to be bad. It's going to fluctuate. What you have to figure out is how do you balance your mental health so that you're in a place that's good no matter when it is or what you're going through. Everybody has their coping skills. Personally for me, my days are very busy and oftentimes stressful, and I thought about what are you going through as students? And I thought about probably, 4 decades ago when I was a student and the stress that was upon me. And I thought about my senior year in high school where I was senior patrol leader of our Boy Scout troop. I was trying to finish my Eagle Scout award. I was an athlete. I was in 3 AP classes. And I tried to think back, what was that like? And it was so busy and there was so much upon me. But yet I had a system of people, adults and peers that were really good at keeping me balanced and where do I need to be? And what always, even from the time when I was young until now, what always kept me in a good place was making sure that I took care of myself. I felt if there was one thing that I took care of, which was my physical health, everything else would follow. So for me, my outlet is working out, running, lifting weights, being active. And when I feel that I'm in good shape, I feel everything else follows. So my well-being just follows that. And so there are going to be times when I feel like my well-being is great. And then there are times when it's a struggle. And we always have to remember that you're not always going to be there. And you have to find a way to get through that. It'll happen quickly, it'll happen over a little bit of time, but you're always going to get through it. But you always have to make sure your coping skills are right. You know, sometimes like I hear adults say, I've had a tough day, I've got to have a drink. Okay, in my opinion, that's wrong. That's just masking your situation. You're just taking something and making it maybe worse over something that's already bad. Find those positive things. Go out and do something that you enjoy doing. I can't tell you what that is, you know what you enjoy, but you have to find that because it's so important these days to do that. Things are difficult. I would love to see everybody back at school right now. You all need to be back at school, but the reality is you're not right now, but that's going to happen. But until then, how do you make things okay so that you're okay now until things get better? And that's the key to everything, is understanding that things are always going to be better. Also make sure that whenever things seem overwhelming, know where you can turn to. Be it your parents, be it a teacher, a coach, a peer, somebody who's positive. Turning to somebody who's having a tough time also may not be the best place to go. Find somebody who's in a positive place and be open and say, I'm just struggling. I'm not sure where I am and what I'm doing. Because when you do that, then you find the help that you need. I want to thank you for your time. Once again, I look forward to seeing you all back. And now I want to introduce Miss Lauren Gibson.
Hi, my name is Miss Gibson. I'm the instrumental teacher here at Acalanes, and when I think about my own permanent versus temporary, I think it's really important to figure out those people that are your permanent people. And I have found my permanent person in my sister. My mom and my dad are also really important, but my sister is like my person. She is permanent for the rest of my life. We've talked about what we're doing when we're getting old, where we're living, and so I feel really lucky to have her as a permanent person for me. When I think about my temporary, as a musician in this pandemic, I am used to having rehearsals all day. I'm around live music all day, every day, and that completely shut down in March. And it was really, really hard for me to go from noise and sound and these, working with our wonderful students to nothing. And I have to keep reminding myself that this is temporary. And my love for music is permanent. Our situation is temporary. And so I know that one day we're going to get back to making music together. And I'm looking forward to that and keeping that mindset that this is just temporary.
Hey, Acalanes, have a great Monday.